Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Prime Minister, does he stand by all of his government's statements and actions?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Yes.
Does he agree with Christopher Luxon, quote, "The first thing that we've got to do is we've got to reduce the cost of living," end quote? If so, has the cost of living gone up or down under his leadership?
Well, what I'm proud to report to the member is that inflation is down. We inherited a situation where it was running as high as 7.3%. Today it sits at 2.7%. And that's a function of really good economic management and a government that understands the economy.
Supplementary question. Does he stand by his statement, quote, "We are starting our 100-day plan with a laser focus on bringing down the cost of living," end quote? If so, why after 574 days is the cost of living even higher and continuing to increase?
Well, I'll just be... that is exactly what we have been doing. We have been controlling government spending, getting rid of the wasteful government spending that was going on. And what's the consequence? We've lowered domestic inflation, lowered interest rates, getting the economy growing.
There's an unacceptable level of barrage. People just speaking for the sake of it. Interjections should be very rare and reasonable. Prime Minister.
Well, as I was explaining to the member, what we have done is we have made sure that we've got rid of the wasteful spending. In doing so, that brings domestic inflation down. That has led to interest rates coming down by 2.25%. That, of course, has led to growth in the economy. You saw the first quarter numbers. And, of course, that's actually going to lead ultimately to people getting more work and higher paying jobs.
Supplementary question. Does he stand by Nicola Willis's statement, quote, "Prices coming down is exactly what we want to see," end quote? If so, has the price of a typical family grocery shop increased or decreased under his government?
Well, I thank the member for his question and his interest in this area, because the great news is that food inflation is down to 4.6% from what was 12.5%, because just 2 years ago, actually the price of eggs was up 67%, chicken was up 21%, pasta was up 12%, frozen veggies up 16%, all under his government.
Supplementary question. The Honourable Nicola Willis.
Can the Prime Minister confirm that the most recent Consumer Prices Index revealed that 36% of the products monitored have come down in price?
I can, and the two numbers that I want people to understand is that under the member's previous government, food prices were up 12.5%. Today, they're up 4.6%.
Supplementary question, Mr Speaker. Why did he claim 1 year ago tomorrow that food prices have been falling under his government and the cost of living was getting under control?
Because they are. They've gone from 12.5% to 4.6%. We're making good progress on inflation. We've got inflation back under 3%. We've got interest rates falling. But I want to just say to the member, I really appreciate his interest in having created the cost of living crisis. He's now wanting to help us solve it. And I just say the biggest driver of inflation in this last week, as you would have seen, was council rates. And I'd love the member's support to put a cap on council rates.
Mr Speaker, is the purchasing power of someone on the minimum wage greater or lesser than it was when he became the Prime Minister as a result of his government's decision to increase the minimum wage by less than inflation for 2 years in a row?
Well, what I can say to the member is infinitely New Zealanders are doing better under this government than they would have done under his government. Inflation is down from 7.3% down to 2.7%. Interest rates are down 225 basis points, putting $320 a fortnight into an average mortgage holder's back pocket. They're the people that we care about, and we want to make sure they've got money so they can navigate the cost of living crisis. And we've got our economy growing after he put it into recession.
Supplementary question. Why did he promise $250 a fortnight to families with kids if he can't point to a single family that's received it?
Well, I'd really think that member, I look forward to him reversing some positions, because he didn't support us on tax relief for lower middle income workers, adjusting the tax thresholds. He doesn't support the family boost policy. He doesn't support construction workers by U-turning on his fast-track repeal. He should give that up immediately. I'd just say to the member, it's a tough time for Kiwis. Why don't you get him behind and actually try and reduce the cost of living?
Supplementary question. Why won't he accept responsibility for his own government's actions, given that under his watch, the cost of living continues to go up, unemployment is going up, the number of people living rough on the streets and homeless is going up, and the number of people giving up on his government and voting with their feet and leaving to Australia is at near record levels.
Well, look, the member understands that he took the keys to our economy and he put it in a great big ditch. We're hauling the car out of the ditch, we're turning it up the right way, we're getting into first and second gear, and we've got a plan, and our plan is working. We've got wasteful spending under control, we've got inflation down, we've got interest rates down, we've got growth in the economy. Those are good things to support New Zealanders in a cost of living crisis.
Think very carefully about the supplementary. The Honourable David Seymour.
Was the Prime Minister at all taken by surprise when he was asked about taking responsibility, quote, by Chris Hipkins, of all people?
No, that's not something you can answer. I did suggest to the member that he thinks carefully about the question. It wasn't in order, and I would suggest he doesn't do it again because it'll be straight out.